Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to cover basic stances for white crane kung fu. The first one we're going to cover is the oldie but goodie, which is horse. Back up straight, the hips are tucked under, the knees are pressing outward, and the feet are curling inward so that the big toe, the ball of the foot, and the inside part of the heel, that line down the arch, is rotated in, and the knees are pressing out, sinking it down and holding it here. This isn't a common fighting stance. Sometimes we'll drop into it real quickly to strike and then jump up to another stance, but this is a great one for conditioning and the occasional explosive movement, dropping down to change levels and get a good strike in and then coming up to another strike. So that's number one, the horse. Number two that we see is the bow. This one, hips are tucked under, the front knee is about a right angle, not quite, and the toe is curled in. Again, we're rolling onto the arch of the foot and the knee is pressing outward. This one too, rolling onto the arch of the foot. We don't want the knee buckling. We got it nice and rounded. So we're opening the knees out, pulling the toes, the feet inward towards the arch. Pressing this hip forward, tucking the hips and sinking in here. This one again, level changing and getting a driving strike to get penetration and change in there. Practicing both sides and usually drawing up. So it's a great way to advance, hide your distance, and then draw up having extra reach. One of the stances we see in several of the different styles is named after this style, the actual crane stance. So the knee held up as high as it can be pulled. The ball of the foot exposed, so the toes curled back. This hand is high at the temple. This hand is low at the waist. Usually our opponent is over here, so we're covering, blocking the kidneys and ribs, blocking the head and temple, and blocking the groin. A little bit of a bend in this knee so it's got a good support structure. And this one is a quick stance. We can either come up to it so we're ready to kick and moving forward, or we retreat real quickly so we can advance again. So it's a 1-2. Another one in crane that we see really frequently is reverse bow. Again, rounded in the knee. And this knee, a lot of times people will want to really twist it inward. You see in a lot of the wushu, there's a lot of argument whether that causes knee damage. It's definitely not strong. If somebody were to just collapse on you, you'd be taken down quite easily and you'd be in a very vulnerable position. Being collapsed in that position, like the hurdler stretch, isn't strong at all. If you know jiu-jitsu or something like that, it's a horrible position to be in, where if this leg is open and you get collapsed, you just sit back and then you're in a much better protected stance. You can drop into a guard and stuff like that. So the reverse bow, again, it's not a big fighting stance. A lot of times we'll drop into reverse bow for a strike to change levels upon an opponent that's coming in, or that we've sunken and struck so that we can shift to a bow and close distance. It's also a great one for conditioning and flexibility. That's where it's used much more frequently. So there are 4 of the basic stances for white crane kung fu. Good luck with your training, and I'll see you next video.